Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Wallet Wisdom, a podcast presented by Lake Michigan Credit Union. If you're new to the podcast or have been listening for a while now, Wallet Wisdom is designed around breaking down the ins and outs of financial aspects, as well as help bring answers to some of banking's more confusing or complex questions. I'm one of your hosts, Brett. As always, with me, my wonderful co-host, Lo. How do you do?
I'm here. I'm doing well. How are you?
Awesome.
Happy December.
'Tis the season.
Yes, if you can't see this, I don't know if you know how podcasts work, but it's not a visual thing. But I am wearing a Santa coat.
That's right. And I have a wonderful Star Wars related
With
ugly
at
Christmas.
Isn't that what they're called?
Yeah, the AT-ATs and
Oh, you're supposed to say AT-AT, or
Yeah,
are you supposed
yeah.
to say at?
Well, super fans and nerds like me and other listeners that like
All-terrain something vehicles.
Sure.
From Star Wars, if you don't know.
well, yes. You're going to have a lot of comments now telling you what
I know,
the answer
everyone's
is. So.
going to hate me.
Yeah,
It's fine.
Yeah, got some,
A little
Vader.
Death Star.
Death Star is a star of the
See,
Christmas tree.
I know things.
That's right. So, it's tis the season. Tis the season. It's crazy. The holidays are here and upon us. And all kinds of fun things to, plan for. And, as this is coming out, we just passed the Black Friday sales, but that
Yes.
doesn't mean that there's not still last minute shopping.
Yep.
And we all know that grind. So we are actually really excited to bring you more of a holiday special.
Holiday. And what better way to bring another family member to
Exactly.
come back to us
Yes.
and
So
talk with us?
we are so excited to kind of break down some of the thoughts to think about during the holidays, especially around holiday spending. And also, sometimes it's like, man, I might have to pull out the credit card and get a few things. And is that really the wisest choice, or what options do we have? So we have back in the studio again, Taylor Melcher is here. We are so excited. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me back.
And she got the memo, folks. She's wearing a pretty festive sweater. I think it has some sound effects in there.
Yep.
Can you jingle
It's-
that at the mic?
it's got pretty
even?
cool.
Like,
It's got a cool
jingle,
penguin,
jingle.
like jingle
Ah, I
jangles.
love it.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Every time I
Pom-pom
move,
balls. It's
just a little jingle
It's
jangle
a
over
cute
here.
little penguin all
Yeah.
buttoned up and
Yep.
ready but with cool sunglasses.
and saying
I
chillin'.
was
Just
really,
chilling.
really sad though. It told me that there was a sticker that it lights up and there's no button to light up. So I'm a little sad.
Oh, no.
Because
Are
I don't
there
see,
lights in it?
I don't think so. I don't know if it was just a wrong place
it
sticker.
like came off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
I'd be
there's
one
a
of those guys
sticker.
that grabs a sticker from a different spot and put it on there, and you just, no.
And then you just
That
broke
was
my
Brett.
heart this morning when I took the sticker off and there was no light effect.
It was worth the price when there was lights involved,
Yeah.
but now
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
But
Well, Taylor, we are so glad that you're here to help us just kind of think through as well for listeners to kind of get some ideas. Because again, like I said, we're in the holidays, spending spirit.
Yeah.
And when this podcast, when it airs, it's going to be right around the holidays of Christmas, and when you're in that last minute shopping desperation and, oh my gosh, I know my wife, she's all about making sure that our kids have even amounts of
Sure.
gifts. So there's always that, oh no, my son's got 3 more than my daughter. So we got to
can't
go
let them
run.
know who the favorite actually
Yeah,
is.
right. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. So, we want to, just kind of start thinking about, just the kind of things to consider during that time and this time of the year. Can you kind of break it down for us a little bit more about, what are some of the average, or how much, I guess, does, average people spend during the holidays on gifts and all that fun stuff?
yeah, you bet. So I definitely, when I saw this number, when I was like looking into it, I was like, wow, that seems like a lot of money. But so it does say, according to Investopedia, that Americans spend an average of $998. So this is between gifts, food, and decorations. So when I first saw that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's astronomical.
Right?
I guess at
Right.
least to
It
me,
feels
it feels
nuts.
astronomical. But then when you break it down, you're like, okay, you've got a Christmas dinner or two, depending
Sure.
on if you've got a couple sides of the family to be with, depending on how many kids or family members you're shopping for. I'm like, it makes sense. I feel
Yeah.
like looking back at
Yeah.
previous things, even just so far spending up to the holidays this year, I'm like, yeah, it gets there pretty quickly.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I kind of think, like,
Yeah.
listeners, if you're listening, I'm super curious. After all is said and done, will you add up what you spent? I want to see you
Ooh.
post on
Mhm.
our post here
Yeah.
and let us
Yeah.
know, like, is 998 really that crazy?
yeah.
Because
That's very true.
I don't know that I want to add up mine, so you can do it for me and do yours.
I feel like for me, probably at least 75% of that. So I would say about $600. That's just going to be in food. I
You're a
can't.
cook, right? You like to cook.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And, I'm Italian, and we've got an Italian tradition every Christmas Eve. We have more of a fish.
You make
type-
tacos, right?
That's right. That's
Italian tacos.
Walking
No?
tacos, but but it's always been done up big, and we've got so many different courses that we do, and it's fun, to especially during the holidays. And
Yep.
a lot of people have their different traditions, but it's the one thing that you don't typically do much anymore is these 3, 4, 5 course meals
Yep.
like you used to back in the old days, and so it's always fun to have some of that. But food, I can imagine. But
Well, we're in the era of charcuterie boards, right?
you said that
man.
so well. I could never say
'cause
that.
I'm
I would say
Cool.
that was super impressive.
I'm with
First
it.
try, no hesitations.
None.
Yeah, that was
See,
sweet.
kids, to Brooklyn and Jeremiah, I am cool. Just so you know. But with those charcuterie boards, you can really spend a pretty penny on
Yeah.
some cheese.
Oh, yeah.
I was like one year, I'll bring the charcuterie board. And then I'm like, okay, so I have cheddar and pepperonis. How much is that for
Right.
your cheese there?
Yeah.
$120 later,
Oh my
here's a
gosh.
charcuterie board for 4.
Yeah. It's incredible. In fact, for listeners that are kind of in the Grand Rapids, Michigan, West Michigan area, there's a really great place locally that does some great work with the charcuterie, some
Charcuterie.
charcuterie boards.
Charcuterie. I'm probably also going to get comments about how I'm butchering that, so it's fine.
But good cheese and meat, they cost money.
They sure
And
do.
Good ingredients, and when you're entertaining guests, you want to make sure that you're providing that.
Yeah.
So I can see how that
Yep.
goes. But then again, I also have some really good friends that go all out with Christmas decorations. I mean,
Oh man.
Yeah.
it's like Chevy Chase Christmas Vacation, like
Oh, I love it.
decked out, house with lights, and
Like
then,
the LMCU ballpark right now?
Yes,
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. We've got during the holidays here in West Michigan, listeners. There's a really fun opportunity at LMCU Ballpark where our West Michigan Whitecaps play baseball during the holidays. When they're off season, they take the whole parking lot and they decorate it with. It's actually one of the largest
Yeah.
light shows that you can drive through.
And I found out it's one gentleman that does it all. Like
Is it really?
He's been doing it for years,
Wow.
and just a couple
Yeah.
years ago has started that partnership with
Exactly.
the ballpark.
Nice.
Exactly.
Pretty cool.
So, I mean, with all of that and it's hard because, right, the holidays, it's the emotion, it's the excitement, it's the wonder, and sometimes we can get carried away.
Yeah,
and next thing you know,
no.
you're kind of starting to look in your wallet and, moths start flying out of it. And you're like, oh, where did they all go? So what's some strategies maybe we can start thinking about as far as like managing how we budget, and how do we not only budget our money, but maybe budgeting our emotions a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know for me personally, I am like a numbers person. So I keep track of them I'm a pen and paper person. So
Okay.
I write everything out. But I know that a lot of people, especially nowadays, it's nice to keep everything in one spot. You can keep it electronic with Excel or Google Sheets, whatever it is you use.
Yeah.
So I find for me to stay on budget is when I write everything down. It gives you an idea of what you're spending and where you're at. Because, I mean, those debit cards and credit cards, you can just swipe and swipe, and you've got
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
And then you look at the balance after the holidays, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, it's starting
That
off the
hurt.
next
Yeah, like
year
that
on a
hurt.
great
Yeah.
start. Yeah.
So I definitely think something that I recommend even to some of our members in the branch is just keeping track, however that looks for you, keeping track, being able to go back and reference what you've already spent, who you already have gifts for. It just helps kind of with the overall picture of not overspending.
Yeah.
And you can kind of maintain what you've done so far.
For people just starting that, I know our online banking has some cool tools on
Yeah.
how to actually research that. Do you have
Yeah.
any tips and tricks on how to look at all of that?
Yeah. So everything. This maybe sounds a little biased. I'm everything LMCU. Like, it's my only financial institution. We just have our online banking is such a great tool. So there's that budget tool that I think we've kind of more recently been starting to bring out and talk about more. And it will literally go through and divide out for you what you've spent on different categories. And it's really nice because you don't any longer have to go through your transactions and look at it yourself and add it all up. Pen and paper, you can go through. The system will do it for you. And that's really nice to go through and see what you've done.
And it's eye-opening for sure.
For
like,
sure.
You're like, oh, I thought I wasn't doing that much.
But then it's cool to look back, like we were talking about food, gifts, decorations, like it can break it down for you and you can really see. So I look at that quite often.
Now, is there any merit in even, like you said, with your debit cards and with credit cards, it's so easy to just pull that out and swipe away, right? Yeah. Nowadays, tap or insert or whichever, you never know.
There's so many.
But is there any strategy in even saying, okay, you kind of work through what you want to spend and then going and actually pulling cash out and just saying, okay, I've got $200 in cash here. I'm going to go. Now, it's hard because I understand that sometimes it's like, well, I don't have that liquidity of cash that I could just pull out.
Sure.
I'm just going to put it on a credit card. But is that something worth looking at, trying and experiencing?
I definitely think for somebody maybe who's starting their own finances or who's getting into these things, some of us have more experience than others. It just kind of depends on when you jump into that independence world financially. But I definitely think a big thing that can help at least open your eyes is when you do use cash. It's almost a little harder to spend cash, right? You're like, okay, this thing in my hand, do I really want to hand over a $20, a $50, $100 bill for it? And you see it deplete a lot faster. And so when you're seeing your cash deplete versus what you've bought, sometimes it's a reality check. Like, did I really need to spend it on this? Or did I really need to spend it on that? Where I don't think we see that with a credit card sometimes because we can just spend away and we don't see it. Cash, you definitely see it. And I think it makes you be a lot more intentional with what you're spending.
Yeah. And I started telling people that don't have that liquidity, it's easy enough to keep a notebook in your purse or in your pocket with your card and start with the amount that you want to spend and then subtract manually. Or you could keep it as a note on your phone, right?
Super smart,
But so much easier to actually see it leaving than get back home and log into the computer and go, oh, whoopsie. Right?
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, and again, to that point is like you see that cash going down and you're kind of like, okay, now I got to work with this amount. And now I got to work with even less than the next thing I spend and the rest. And, I think it's tough. We've been through a rough go in the last few years.
Hashtag COVID.
I know, right? And I think for a lot of people, last year things felt like it was starting to, but there was still a lot of family get-togethers that were postponed.
Yeah.
And I think this year especially, there's this new surge of like, I really want to spend time with family and we get a chance to, and there's more things that are, we're able to get back to those things. So it's easy to maybe lose track and keep, not responsible, I would say, but just to keep those emotions in check so that you don't go overboard.
Yeah, emotions take over and bring you places you don't want to go.
It's true. And
including debt.
Yes. And I think with that brings up a good point. It's kind of just a reminder that really checking ourselves when we decide we want to pull out that credit card, right? Because you got to really start to ask, should you really put that on a credit card? Going in, the holidays are about spending time with each other and making memories. And maybe this is just something a listener needs to hear. Maybe I need to hear it, but it's not about the gifts so much. It's about the time
100%.
and memories spent. And especially after a year and a half to 2, where we've not been able to have as many memory making moments, try not to let yourself think that it's the consumer gift world that is what brings those happiness. It's the emotion. It's the time spent with each other.
I always think too, even though it's family or friends or you think you know somebody's situation, I do feel like these last couple years have really tested people and have put people in tough situations. So it's like what somebody is giving you. It's always kind of a cheesy saying, but in my house, I always say it's the thought that counts. Like you could make something with your bare hands that cost you $5, but you put the time and energy into that. And you don't know, people can't afford some of these luxurious gifts when everybody had great jobs. And I mean, there's been a lot of hardships with that, I feel like the last couple of years. So I definitely agree with you that like I always say, it's the thought that counts. So it doesn't matter if you can give graciously, that's wonderful. But I don't think you have to break the bank to do that sometimes.
Sure.
So
well, and like we were talking earlier, one of my favorite gifts to give these days is experiences. Because now you're like, okay, we can go do things. I mean, with caution and whatnot, but why not do something together? Instead of getting my best friend a gift, I'm going to take her out to dinner, just the two of us. And, you know, have a dinner that we can sit and enjoy and look at each other. And I think she'd like that better than a sweater I could pick out or a perfume or a candle or, you know, whatever that might be. And I know, too, our online banking with this and keeping track of things is a great way, right, to make sure we don't overextend in those things. What about, you know, I do want to use my credit card because I've got one of those fancy Max Rewards cards that gives me rewards. But I don't want to rack up a balance. Do you have tips and tricks on, like, can I pay it early? Can I, like, how do I do that?
So I personally, just because I've been doing it long enough now, I also am a credit card spender just because I kind of am able to maintain that. And so something cool with our Max Rewards that I love is we get those points back, right? So it's kind of nice because if I have to go buy gifts anyway, let's earn a little something from it. So while I'm driving around, I get 3% back on my gas, 2% if I have to go grab some food somewhere to get lunch, and then everything else that I buy for presents, you get that 1% back, right? So it's really nice to be able to use that, but I do understand it's super intimidating then to come back to your bill and you're like, oh my gosh, it's $1,000 at the end of the month. So our online banking is great. I personally will transfer, I will either do it per transaction, which is really funny,
tedious,
but with how I budget, that's just, I've got different shares for things. That's kind of how it works. But you can even go in weekly. You can look at your weekly spending and you can do transfers if you do use LMCU as like their main financial institution, right from savings, checking, sub shares. You can transfer right to your credit card whenever you would like. So you don't have to let that balance grow. You don't have to be super intimidated if you break it down piece by piece. It's much more manageable.
And then you see your actual balance going down and it's more of a tangible, like you're leaving it from your wallet, right? Love that.
That's why sometimes, again, it's tedious to do it transaction by transaction, but it's like, okay, I spent $30 on this Christmas present instead of, oh, I spent $600 on Christmas total. When you break it down a little bit, sometimes it's not quite as overwhelming.
Well, and I think you brought up a great point too, you know, with our max checking accounts and all the rest and sub savings and sub checking accounts, like for listeners to think about, like, you know, when you start thinking about maybe the holidays, you know, after, you know, a few months of recovery after the new year, you can start thinking about, okay, how do I budget better for the holidays? And open a sub savings account. You know, they're completely, you know, free to open up. There's, you know, all that there for you. And you can start saving chunks throughout, saving towards Christmas. And then when the time comes, you know how much you've got in the Christmas, you know, budget. And then when you go and use a Max Rewards card, you know where that money can just come out of there. And really work through that, which is nice.
Well, if you do like $10 a week. In a year, you've got $520.
Absolutely.
That's what's cool about our holiday club is members.
I was hoping you'd say something.
For sure. So the holiday clubs are awesome because you can actually defer money from each paycheck, or you can, again, if you transfer it yourself, whatever you prefer to do, but you can stash that away over the year. So if you get an extra 20 or 30 bucks in a paycheck, or if you want to defer a certain percentage, you can put it right in the holiday club. And then, don't quote me on this, it's September 1st, 31st. It's sometime in September.
It's the 31st.
31st, towards the end of September. But gearing up for the holidays and spending, it transfers into the checking account. So it's there for you to use. And then it's kind of like this Christmas gift.
My personal favorite
Christmas
part
money
of it, though, is it's you can remove money from it before then, but it slaps your hand. It's kind of like a little trap on the cookie jar. So you pay a little fee to get it out before then, but it's really that that motivation to like don't touch it until then.
And it also doesn't
don't open till Christmas.
Right. I don't seriously have seen people name their accounts do not touch.
Yes.
And then when they come in to make a withdrawal, you're like, it says do not touch.
Says do not
Should
touch
I
it.
yell at you right now? Like, what am I supposed to say to you?
Yep. The Holiday Club is nice too because I don't know if some members know this, but it doesn't show up in online banking. So you have to be intentional about going into a branch to see your balance. So it's kind
I
of
didn't
like
even know that.
out of sight, out of mind.
That's
Maybe
so
it's
good.
changed. I swear that's how it used to be.
That's amazing.
Where it doesn't show up in your online banking, so you can't like willingly transfer money out of it. You have to be intentional and go into a branch. So then it's like out of sight, out of mind. And then there's just this beautiful gift in September
I
of your
love
Christmas
that.
money. So
And so I'm a mom.
Yep.
I've already mentioned that this episode and probably every episode because that's what moms do. Do you want to see a picture? I'm just kidding. But one thing to all the parents out there, I just recently started getting my kids involved in knowing the value of a dollar, right? Because so my son kept saying to me, Mom, can I get this? And I'd be like, no, buddy. And really, well, just take your card out. And you're like, ooh, like that's terrifying to me.
Yep.
So I actually have my kids writing down and removing the money from what we're spending. And so I'll say to them, okay, so we're spending $200 on all these gifts.
yeah.
I need you to subtract 25. How much do we have left? Now, math, I did not pass on my math genes, which is good because I'm not good at math. But I still have to help here and there. But they're starting to realize a little bit further what that looks like.
But how great at a young age to be exposed to that. So then as you get older, you have that understanding. So then when they are ready to kind of take that leap on their own, they're not at square one, that they've been able to practice safely under your guidance for a number of years.
And what's to say, I don't know, out there, if you don't know, we have kids club accounts that you could totally open a little share to have them start putting money in to buy gifts, right? That'd be pretty cool.
Yep. Bonus, when you hit certain savings accounts balances, they get a little prize.
Sure.
So that's a fun
And
little...
when you make deposits, there's a really cool treasure chest.
Yes. So, some little incentives.
Yep.
So
I love it. So a common misconception about our credit cards, right, is especially with the max rewards, if we pay it off too early, I don't get my points. I've actually heard members say that. Can you explain it a little bit about how that works?
Yes. I've actually never heard that. So that's
really? Yes. I heard it all the time.
Okay. So definitely that's not the case.
It's not a thing.
Nope, they are not. So when you use our credit card, when you're making your purchases, you can use your points whenever. You do have to wait. You have to accumulate. The minimum to cash them in is 5,000 points. So that gets you your $50 back. And you can cash them in those increments, but they don't expire. You can carry them over. You don't have to use them right away. And that's why it's really smart. Again, that's what my husband and I choose to do because we've gotten to that point. But it's really smart because if you're going to pay your bills anyway, why not get something back for it?
Yeah.
LMCU, I don't feel like would ever penalize you for that. So pay it off. Don't pay the interest and you get your points.
By the time members are listening to this, or non-members alike, they're probably already done Christmas shopping unless you're like some of us that need a couple quick runs to Walgreens the night before Christmas. But they're like, I didn't get in on this Max Rewards card, and I have racked up balances at these department stores that offered me a great discount, but now I'm staring at a $2,000 balance on a card.
With a huge percentage rate.
Right. Like I didn't even think to look at the percentage rate and annual fee.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to them?
Yeah, you bet. So one, I think we all fall into that, right? You see the 10% off to open this card, 20% off, and that seems really appealing. But then you see your bill and it's at a 20, 30. I just had somebody that had like a 35% interest rate and I could not believe that.
That is robbery.
Because
it is insane.
The only institution I've worked at is LMCU, and I just can't imagine us having a 35% interest rate. Like that would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
So I definitely, a great option too, if you haven't used the Max Rewards or if you kind of have some other credit card debt you've accumulated over the holidays, our Prime Platinum is actually a really great option. So it's another credit card we offer. It doesn't have rewards associated with it, but because of that, it does have a lower interest rate. But it's really nice because you can go from a good portion of what you're paying on your credit card going towards the actual balance instead of that interest, because 30% is killer. You can be paying astronomically amounts of money on your credit card bill and you're not knocking it off, and you're like, this is so...
Oh, yeah.
It's
and
just...
people live with that, not knowing that there are options out there.
For sure.
The great thing about us, too, is we have no transfer fees.
No annual
fees.
Yeah.
But then the other thing cool is, don't believe us, Ask Money Magazine. I'm pretty sure that's the one that we are named the number one credit card in the industry now because our rate is so low.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have to be holiday debt. I feel like any credit card debt, it can be so easy to rack
Oh yeah.
Best Buy
I've seen
cards, Home
people
Depot
do
cards.
student loans on it
Yeah.
because it's just cheaper than their
Yes.
rates
Than
on
the
the student
rates.
loans.
Yep.
Well, and I think too, like you said, a lot of times the damage is already probably done.
Yep.
Right. And it's like, oh crap, I'm starting a new year
Yep.
with
Worse than I started.
some major debt. And what do I do to hopefully get myself kickstarted in a good way at the beginning of the year?
Yep.
And so, yeah, looking into those types of cards. And so if you're curious, stop into a branch or give us a call. We'd love to like talk through, options. If you're like looking at your own credit cards, like, I don't have any of that. And I'm paying way more than this. Like, just, see what's out there. We love to help people. As if
Yeah.
you've been listening for a while now, you'll get that vibe that we just love to help anyone that's just looking to find financial growth and just security in their family's financial needs.
And if you haven't listened, listen to a couple episodes back. We've had some about snowballing debt and about other options on how to refinance some of those things.
Yeah.
So take a listen a couple episodes back and
For sure.
Yep.
look at
For
that
sure.
too.
Well, and I wanted to just say earlier too, we talked about, spending, what do you spend money on
Yeah.
for the gifts and experiences, but just as a callback to our last episode, there's also those opportunities for charitable donations and giving, families coming together. We talked last time with Jim about just how families can sometimes come together and say, we want to do, we want to donate a chunk of funds as a family and for a cause that we come together for and contribute. So there's a lot of ways to, that you don't have to always feel like I got to buy all these gifts.
You bet.
And honestly, I was just reading this in an article. They said that about 50% or more of Americans that said they would rather be giving this holiday season
Yeah.
than receiving.
Yep.
And I think that's a really great kind of place that hopefully we're seeing as a society, is that we just want to keep giving and not just in the receiving of things and helping others that might need it. So,
Some of the most touching gifts I've gotten are people saying, hey, I gave in your name
yes.
to this organization. And this year I'm going to toot my own horn. I had a really good idea, and I'm using my credit card to buy gifts and things, and the rewards that I'm racking up, I can cash out for cash.
Yeah.
And so what I've decided is this is free money, right? This is stuff that I'm getting just for spending money how I already would.
Yep.
These reward points I'm going to cash in, and that's going to be my donation.
That's
so it's not
awesome.
something that
Yeah.
has to hurt me extra,
Yep.
Sure.
but it's something that I'm given. So now I can give that
Yes.
and feel good about adding that
sure.
to what I'm
Yep.
donating. So
Yeah.
if you're out there, feel free to do that yourself
Yeah.
and tell us about it. Go into the
Yep.
branch when you're cashing those in and let us know what you're doing. We'd love to hear the inspirational
Yeah.
stories.
You
That's
bet.
really
That's
smart.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
I'll tell you that this has been so great to have you on and talking through these things.
Always.
Thanks for having me back. I love being here.
Anytime. And it's just nice to, learn about some of the ways that we can continue to be, wise
For
with
your wallet.
our wallets. And I think it's just great topics to continue to, talk through and have listeners kind of get ideas and strategies.
You bet.
Hopefully for listeners, as you listen, every episode you can pick up on a little thought nugget or a little thing that's like, oh, I like that and I can apply that here.
You
and,
bet.
this is just another way, again, like we've been saying, we want to just be supportive of your financial, security and your family's financial needs. And if that's just helping to bring new ideas and suggestions and strategies, then we love doing it.
Yeah.
Love
And if
it.
you're in the Grand Haven area, stop in and see Taylor.
Yes, come
That's
see
right.
me.
But anywhere from Naples to Traverse City, there are people scattered all amongst there. So find your LMCU nearest to you, and someone there can help you figure out what's going on in
You
your
bet.
wallet too.
That's
Sounds
right.
great.
That's right. Well, Taylor, we don't want you to go anywhere because we also, as hopefully you remember,
Oh, I forgot about this
I'm
piece
really
of it.
defending a title
Oh,
here now too.
we're excited for trivia.
I flopped last time. This isn't going to be good.
Oh.
I'm okay
scared.
if you flop again. That's
Okay.
fine.
Well, here's the thing. Last time it was you and I,
I know.
and now I'd lost the mantle. It's now 3 weeks in a row, or I'm sorry, 3 podcasts now in a
Okay.
row Lo is on a roll.
No pressure. Oh boy.
But
And-
again, you're not leaving empty-handed either way. So someone is going to get an awesome donation either way.
Love
Either way, exactly. So let's just get right into trivia.
Let's do it. Dun, dun,
Okay,
dun.
see, when that sound happens every time, I get a little sweaty.
Yeah.
It's
'cause the
and then
pressure's
lump
on.
rises in your throat, and you're like, "What's my name?"
I got a little
again?"
hot.
Like-
It's a little warm. Yep.
so if you don't remember, we buzz in using our names,
Okay. I didn't remember that. Okay, good.
Yep.
and we kind of go 2 out of 3 unless we do 3
Yeah.
bad ones, and then
Okay.
we try again. It's been known to happen.
I might get a little aggressive. I might be like, Taylor.
There you go.
Get a little
Yeah.
little edgy.
Just don't knock anything over.
Slightly
We're fine.
competitive. So, yeah. Okay.
Right.
Perfect.
We got it.
So yes, best out of 3. I'll ask the question. You'll have a chance then to buzz in with your name.
Yep.
And then if the answer is wrong, there's a steal on the table, so that is there as well. We've got $200
Ooh.
that is up on
Big
the
deal.
chopping block
Okay.
for a nonprofit or to bank.
So
for
if you
the
were to
next.
win, it's all good. We can give it in the name of the holiday season. But if not, then we're up to 250 next time. So it's again.
I love it.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm excited about trivia because this is going to be a holiday edition of trivia.
Ooh.
I wish I had like jingle bells that could be.
She does.
You get
Yes, why
jingle
not?
bells. Yeah.
Higher.
There it is.
I got it. It's on his little scarf. I gotta
He's
get
got
the
a
scarf
little
up
like
there.
detachable scarf.
Yep,
it's
he
really
does.
cute.
Yep,
Yeah.
he does.
Oh, I love it. So, all right, let's get right into this, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
All right. In the holiday song, The 12 Days of Christmas, what did my true love give to me on the 9th day? Every listener's going through their head like
Taylor.
Taylor.
Is it 9 dancers dancing? Nope, it's not. I said that too soon.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So now I
now
like
you can
can
steal,
sing it out
right? You
loud.
can
Like,
sing,
okay,
yep.
partridge in a pear tree, 2 turtle doves, 3 French hens, 4 calling birds, 5 golden rings.
Yeah.
6 maids a milking.
Yep.
7 lords a leaping. 8 ladies dancing.
Oh, see, was I off one?
9. Is it 9 lords a leaping? 9.
Final
9 lords
answer?
a leaping.
No, I'm sorry. It's 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing,
Ah!
8 maids a milking, 7
7
swans a swinging, 6 geese a laying,
5 golden rings,
Yes.
4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves,
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Hey,
Now we got
quite
it.
the
Yeah.
trio.
Go.
See, we're going on tour.
I'm never gonna forget that now.
Oh, I'm glad that was my hope to stump you guys on that one.
Nicely done, Brett. Are you proud of yourself?
Kind of am. All right, right back in it. How many candles are on a menorah?
Taylor.
Taylor.
11? No. Oh.
I'm so sorry. 11 is not correct.
9. 9.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is correct.
yes.
That was my second
That is
answer.
correct.
4 and then 1 in the
I went
center.
to.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking 5, 5, and 7. I went. Oh.
Yeah.
My daughter just got to go to a Jewish temple museum, and
Yeah.
she brought home a dreidel. So we've been playing
Aw,
dreidel at
that's
home,
so
which
cool.
is really fun.
That's so cool. All right, Taylor.
I'm gonna let Lo answer first next time. I'm just gonna
Right?
take a
Maybe
second.
that's a good thing.
I
Maybe
know.
I don't know, but you need this one to tie it up to
Okay.
go into overtime
So you
for
gotta
the chance.
Beat
No
me
pressure,
before
yeah.
I say the right one.
That's
Oh.
it.
Just say it.
That's right. Okay. All right. In the holiday classic movie, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the Grinch was described with 3 words. What are they?
Low?
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Is it stink, stank, stunk? I mean, there's so many.
Stink. Stank.
Stunk.
Oh, man.
Fun fact too is I wouldn't touch him with a 9.5-foot pole.
It's true. That's right.
I'd
Yeah.
like to dedicate this win to my father.
There you
who
go.
made me watch that movie every single year of my life.
It's a classic.
And now you just won trivia because of it.
Yep,
So.
It is.
exactly.
Well, once again, everyone, thanks for listening. Happy holidays. Taylor, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thanks.
It is always a pleasure. You could be here on every show if you,
Yep.
if you wanted to.
We'll
So
have her again.
We will,
Love
for
it.
sure. So, again, happy holidays to everybody. We hope that you have a chance to just enjoy time with friends, family, and loved ones, and that you can just have those moments to make memories.
Yes.
You
Love
know?
each other because
Yeah.
we love you.
That's
And
right.
happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Be sure while you're at your family gatherings to share us with them. Tell us about this wonderful podcast you've been listening to called Wallet Wisdom.
Feel free to play it for everyone
That's
around
right.
the table.
That's right.
Invite
That's
us on in.
right. That's right.
We're here for you.
So like us on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, all your different podcasting locations that you can find us on. So anyway.
Ta-ta for now.
Thanks for listening. The information provided in this podcast by Lake Michigan Credit Union is general education or marketing in nature and is not intended to be accounting, legal, tax, investment, financial, or other advice. Statements of individuals are their own, not LMCU's. All topics discussed are information of a general nature and do not address the circumstances of any particular individual or entity. Consult an appropriate professional concerning your specific situation. As of the date of publishing and any future date this podcast is broadcast, all rates, fees, payments, or other specific figures discussed are subject to change and are dependent upon your specific financial situation. All loan products discussed are subject to credit and collateral approval. You alone assume the sole responsibility of evaluating the merits and risks associated with the use of any information or other content in the podcast before making any decisions based on such information or other content. In exchange for listening to the podcast, you agree not to hold LMCU, its affiliates, or any third-party service providers liable for any possible claim for damages arising from any decision you make based on information or other content made available to you through the podcast. For more information on any of the content discussed in this podcast, please visit lmcu.org. Copyright Lake Michigan Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing lender. LMCU, NMLS ID number 442967.